Hey, another big hand for Scott Johansson. Hi there.
Okay, Alyssa.
I am grateful to be here at Aslin tonight. This is my favorite brewery in the whole city. They've got the best beers. They change them out every week. Really good food. Even the cauliflower bites are to die for. But they were sold out tonight. And the staff's also really cool too. But I was a little intimidated tonight because originally they booked me for a 2-hour time slot. That's why I had Scott help me out. And you know, even the most seasoned comics only do about 40 to 60 minutes of material for a Netflix special. And that's with years of material under their belt. But fortunately, I'm also seasoned with cynicism, salt, and spice, and have the ability to speak very slowly. Now, today, as you can all feel, is the first day of fall. And with that, most of our children, right here, have been in school for about a month. And with school comes structure. It's boring, yes. It's very boring. No more haphazard regulations and rules that ultimately cave to just handing the child the iPad because you feel you've got the right to do the dishes. And with these electronic devices, they're losing an average about 12 IQ points a day watching montages of K-pop demon hunters and a cat crapping in a fishbowl. But along this glorious journey that is known as summer break, we've had some good adventures. In June, we went down to Florida for a Disney vacation, which should really be called a financial molestation. It's almost like you're a 15-year-old aspiring model stuck in a private island in the Dutch East Indies with Jeff Epstein and Donald Trump. Oh, no. Listen, the only reason we know that Trump's in the Epstein files is because Elon spilled the beans. And who would have thought that two alpha males couldn't play nice? Maybe Trump was jealous of Musk's recreation of A Handmaid's Tale. You know, with his harem of 20-year-old sperm recipients. But it's all for the betterment of society because these vessels are holding the genes of a genius. And for only $15 million apiece, they will sign a non-disclosure agreement. Whereas our fearless leader sexually accosts one woman, which costs hundreds of millions of dollars, plus a felony. But now down to the true crime, which is vacationing in Orlando. And we have the privilege of owning a timeshare. And for the low price of $1,100 a year, you get to enjoy the deli and the breakfast kiosk being closed and having shopping carts outside the hotel entrance. I guess the ambiance they're going for is downtown Detroit. So I guess next year we can expect to have some lead in the water. But the true molestation occurs once you get into the theme parks, where it costs $500 a day just for tickets for my wife, daughter, and me to get regular tickets in the 1-hour lines. And should you want to get a fast pass to the new Tron ride, you're going to shell out an extra $50 and arrive between 3:04 and 3:06 on a Tuesday during a blue moon. But we should not overlook the allure of Diagon Alley in Harry Potterland, which is deceptively hidden behind a brick wall. Harry Potterland, that's right, Harry Potterland. You sure did. And where you can own your very own dragon hair wand. Which, hey guys, can you my act, please? Please, guys. No heckling, all right? Which, while only being composed of 15 cents worth of cheap plastic and child labor tears, will sell for over $90. But in Harry Potter land, you can stand in certain locations, these brass little things in the ground, and with a little flick of the wand, make lights go on and off, and water bells whistle. But upon leaving, the only thing whistling is my better judgment scolding me for spending so much money on something that only has the appeal in a 2-acre concrete slab of make-believe. But the coup de grace is parking, which now costs $30 a day. And it's not like our Subaru is going on some fantastic princess ride. So every year, I make it my goal to get at least one jab into the corporate entertainment behemoth and get free parking. This year, I tried my best Mickey voice to say, I'm the head mouse in my human avatar, and I need free parking. When that didn't work, the next day going to Epcot, there was an older lady at the entry gate who looked like she lost her life savings in Bitcoin, as well as control of her diabetes. And I just outrightly lied and said, it's my birthday. And to my delight, free parking. It was only when my daughter reminded me that it was not in fact my birthday that reinforced the need for structure that only school can provide. Now, I didn't realize the structure of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue was to make America the world leader in cryptocurrency, especially when the benefits of Trump coin and the $5 million gold visas are largely benefiting the Trump organization, which Donald has completely disavowed himself from, because that would be conflict of interest. But it's kind of like me if I was head of my community organization and said, hey, I've got some used socks here that may have been worn by Indiana Jones at the next outing. But, alas, here we are back in the swing of things. My daughter is in first grade. My wife is teaching in higher education. And I, as a physician, am trading in human commodities. As a physician, I now treat numbers with patients attached to them. And the most important number is GMLOS, which is pretty much blue chips that we are selling. And it's critical that we sell the stock before the deadline. Doctor, the patient's got negative 14 GMLOS days. Well, clearly, I'm not just a bad doctor, but also a horrible person, because I could not right the ship of the vessel missing a mast with a breach in its hull within a 22-hour period. And really, GMLOS should stand for God make the lives of us stable, as only divine intervention can fix the 400-pound vasculopath whose only exercise is lifting the Arby's cheesesteak to her hog mouth. But the whole debate over length of stay comes down to cuts to Medicare and Medicaid, all for the benefit of billionaires who have been bemoaning loss of feudalism since the New Deal. Because after all, who doesn't want their own caste of serfs to grovel at their feet for table scraps? Superiority. That's what we're here for. That's why I differentiate myself from my physician colleagues, not from some panache of higher clinical acumen, but because I drink Perrier. And not just any Perrier, but Perrier Lime. And this is why at the imposing stature at 5'7", I can look down my nose But anyone with disdain who drinks a Pepsi product. But all of us here tonight at Aslin are drinking the nectar of the gods. And as so, we're imbued with the divine. And as Ben Franklin said, beer is proof that God exists, loves us, and wants us to be happy. Now, inertia. Not just that thing you learned junior year in physics class, saying objects in motion tend to stay in motion unless acted upon by an external force. It also applies to our minds. We often get set in our ways and have a hard time changing the trajectory. Would you guys mind moving out of the way, please? Please, children. 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 Thank you, children. Okay, stop that. You can also go down and play with them too if you want. Oh, sure, you can come back when you want to. Okay, where the hell was I again? Now I gotta think my thoughts again. Inertia, yes. So, years ago, my wife and I signed up with Verizon for a locked-in fee. Well, the locks have been picked, and we were paying over $200 a month for cellular alone. Now, this inertia pushed me through this gouging gorge of overpriced communication for years, until I sat down with a retired older man who happens to be my father. Now, there's something that happens as your joints weaken, your heart murmur augments, and your mind wanders. For many on AARP, they acquire a Jedi-like knack for making the deal. Kind of like William Shatner in the Priceline commercials. Anyway, summer vacation also has inertia. Hours and hours playing Roblox and watching the stupidest YouTube videos I've ever seen. Like this ad and subscribe if your mom is a female, which I'll admit is a valid question nowadays. And if you want to save this adorable kitten from drowning. So this is where we're at as a society, folks. Torturing small animals and stating the obvious just for some online recognition. Emotional heroin is what this is. And our daughter there is addicted. And sure, I would love to vote on having a couch made of cacti, molasses, or broken glass. And my daughter just wants more. Now, we live in a little cul-de-sac with 7 little boys there, and all they want is more and more time with my daughter.